Hey everybody, this is Ivan and welcome to the first ever What the Game podcast. I am super excited, yet I am super nervous how this is ever going to work. Now, here's how it's going to work. So, every day, as I committed, unless there were certain circumstances, I'm going to talk about every game that I wanted to actually going to talk about, or every game news in general. And I know I am very nervous how this is going to work out, but it is successful, as I said, as this is experimental. This will be continued overall, aside from the gameplay that I am still going to do. But if not, then just forget that this has ever happened, okay? But with that said, I'm going to start wrapping up by saying Happy Chinese New Year, okay? I know February 12th is not just the launch of the WTG podcast, but it's also the day of Chinese New Year in for all the mainland Chinese out there. But also the main reason why I'm doing this episode on February 12th was it's also the day when Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury officially came on live, as if the game has been completely live, as if the game is officially um released on the market. It's officially um now playable on all Nintendo Switches. Either you have the Nintendo Switch or the Switch Lite. If you had those, they're good. If not, then I think you can watch if you want to. I'm just gonna watch because why not? But anyways, what actually is Super Mario 3D World Plus Bowser's Fury? Well, this is basically a 2-in-1 package for the Nintendo Switch, which how it basically works is that you have two game modes, but sort of you had two games actually. The original 3D World with some features added, such remote, of course, and the newly played Bowser's Fury mode. Okay, but let's first start off with the Mario 3D World. Well, Mario 3D World is basically first played on the Wii U, I think back in November of 2013. And then sorry if I stop for a little bit because I kind of have a sneeze. But basically, the basis of the 3D World, I'm going to tell you guys how the plan actually works. So the intro basically is that Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad actually watching the fireworks show until they actually find like some of the tilted glass pipe, which obviously they fix it until they saw a Pixie princess from the Pixie Kingdom, and then she said like, "Help! Bowser trapped all the fairies! Need your help! Blah blah blah." And so like okay, but then suddenly Bowser pops up on the pipe, and then suddenly he kidnapped the green Spixie, and then the four characters march to the pipe and then find to save the Spixies. So that's basically how it works. Obviously the ending will be Bowser will be um will be defeated by Mario, so on and so forth. But I'm not gonna tell you how, because if you are watching and you haven't played 3D World, then if I told to you, then I don't even know what you're gonna react. So but that's the basis of the 3D World version. One of the changes in 3D World actually is that they added online multiplayer, which obviously you need to have a Switch Online to actually be able to play that version. And then you're also gonna get how many of you actually played Captain Toad Treasure Tracker? Well, it first also on the Wii U, but they also got a Switch release. But what's interesting is that the Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Switch was first released before 3D World. But I don't know on the Wii U, either Mario 3D World was the first before Captain Toad, but I don't even know. But basically, how it basically works that Basically you are going to explore on a 3D world adventure. I think it's like a usual Super Mario Bros. Type but in 3D. And yes, so that's basically all the 3D world stuff. Overall, I think they only fixed some minor glitches. I think one of the glitches they didn't actually remove, unless they were intentional to be there, is the cap momentum thing. We had to be, you can actually be fast enough. Um, but but yeah, that's basically how Super Mario 3D World on the Switch will look like. But on to the actual game mode that people are actually talking about until possibly to the release, which is basically Bowser's Fury. Now on the enhanced support for the Nintendo Switch, they announced that Bowser's Fury will be added as part of the Switch port, which included a new world, new enemies, and a new plot. Okay, it is kind of separated from the main game mode, and what's even better is that you don't have to play 3D World to actually be able to play Bowser's Fury. You can just jump right into it. You had already played, so on. But basically, what happened is that um Mario, that's Mario, okay? Luigi, Peach, and Toad are not going to be in Bowser's Fury. It's just Mario, and that's it. The basis of it is that Mario actually is being teleported to Lake Lapcat, if I can recall, and then basically what happened is that there was like an inky substance that Bowser had, which he has been transformed into Fury Bowser. That's why it's called Bowser's Fury. And then so basically, in order to stop, um, he needs help from the the enemy son, Bowser's Jr. And then basically they team up, and then to do their best to actually be able to return Bowser or Junior's dad back to normal. Um, but what's interesting about Bowser's Fury is that it is open world. Okay, in the original mode, it's just like those fixed levels until you reach the whirlpool. But here, you can actually roam around wherever you are. That's something that we are actually glad that this actually happens. Like Super Mario Odyssey, but it is short, but it's actually really fun. But yeah, I can't actually say much about how you can actually be able to be. All I wanted to do is I wanted to tell you guys information about Bowser's Fury and Super Mario 3D World on the Switch. If you want, you can. If not, then I'm okay with that. And so yeah, but with that, hopefully you all guys learned something about Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury on the Switch. I really wish I could tell you how to beat the game, but since it's just release time, I know there were some leaks, but you can if you want to, but I do not recommend it. Otherwise, it will ruin the surprise. But yes, so if you like this, let me know. If you had some feedbacks, let me know in the reviews or in the comment section of our YouTube. And then I guess that's it. So thank you all guys so much. Hopefully you all guys have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow for another What the Game podcast.